Alright, welcome back to Case Closed Anime Review, episode number 308. Yeah, unlike last episode discussing basically the new episode selection, this one we're discussing just the newest episode release for the main anime, that being episode 1188, Get the Detective Taxi 3. Follow them, Detective Taxi, that's what it's called. So, yeah, it's sequel one from last year, and kind of interesting this idea that this is the first follow they did, because when they did this one last year, it was the first one they did in 5 years. Yeah, it was sequel to one they did about 5 years prior. I think it was like a whole month, where it was like last year, where it was just follow-ups with like a lot of the anime original episodes in span of like a month or two. I'm like, really? And here's the weird thing. We just had another sequel episode just last week. Another sequel and original episode. Last one was The Girls Daring Mystery. Now it's this. And thank God next week basically is not another one of these things. Now, I have nothing against having sequel and original episodes, but so many in a row gets kind of tiring at best. Like, spread them out a little bit more. Now, I have heard, yes, online, that the Azure Throne is going to be the next canon case. When it's going to come out is a complete mystery. So, in this particular episode, where we have our taxi driver again, who by the way got named in the last one, I didn't notice that, his name is Ikawa. So, we have Conan and Mori just coming down the stairs, and apparently they're wearing nice fancy outfits, and they have to go to Futa City, which I wonder if this place is a nod to the place from Kamen Rider Devil, because they do have an anime. I wonder if it's basically playing on that. It's possible, but who knows. So, oh, by the way, I think last year was like 15 years since the end of, I think this year is like 15 years since the end of Kamen Rider Devil. And this is probably unrelated city per se. Plus, the animation is completely different from pictures I've seen for the sequel series to Kamen Rider Devil. So, it's like, yeah, we have this special... So, we have this parade, and Mori and Conan have been nominated to be Frozen Meat, Cutlet, and Croquet kids, respectively. And then Rand decided to leave because she was nominated apparently for Shrimp Girl. Yes, for reasons. They were practically forced to wear these costumes and parade around town like, oh, special event. Wear these damn costumes around. And you're like, what the heck is this? This seems so dumb for this series. It kind of is. And then we call for the actual plot of the episode, where we have these string of jewel thieves, which they later catch them, and they're a bunch of senior citizens. Why in the world senior citizens? Don't really know. So, at the investigating, of course, Conan finds the connection, like, oh, maybe somebody, like, of course, the mayor was asked by Conan who nominated them to be these particular outfits. He says, Inspector McGuire. So Conan, as Mori, contacts him about this, and he has no idea what the heck he's talking about. So that's like the whole jewel thief thing, and then, oh, fun connection because the boss of the ring also nominated from this, so... Yeah, and then at one point they got fed up with it. Of course, they try to leave, and of course, they come back. And then, of course, Conan managed to get out of his costume somehow. Yeah, by the way, he was dressed like in a one of those dress outfits that people wear. It's like traditional Japanese kimonos, and he managed to get out of that and switch to his normal outfit for some weird reason. It's never actually explained here. Also, it's never explained how the heck he got out of that costume. So Mori takes off his outfit too, and has basically the mayor wear their outfits, including the Shrimp Girl outfit. So he now becomes Mayor Fried Food. So they go up to the frozen meat factory, where we have these suspicious gentlemen carrying out a cart, which has drones on top. Yes, drones. And then we have this awesome sequence. We have police officers basically beat up guys with knives. We have Mori basically doing judo with one guy. Ram beats up another guy with basically her karate. And then the cart proceeds to get away. So Conan hops in a taxi, and of course the driver contacts all of his fellow drivers where this thing is, and it turns out this thing is on its way to the police hospital because the leader of this group apparently got a random heart attack. So it turns out he faked it. So then you see him, of course, Conan chains to the roof. He jumps off. Of course, Conan put a tracer on him. And it turns out he's going to this mysterious boat. And then, of course, basically to stop this thing, the taxi driver proceeds to drive his car off a bridge into this cart to stop it. Though, of course, they're shipped out. They're basically fished out by the police, of course, after getting scolded. The guy is arrested off screen, and the episode just randomly ends there. Oh, it actually doesn't end there. Interesting, where we see another kid wearing one of the outfits, and him dancing, and of course, then the driver's asked to move his car because underneath the lights for some reason. I'm like, how is that an issue? He's parked out of the way. How is basically parking these lights an issue? But my guess is probably not parking spots. So there's that, and ends there. And I hope the guy basically do not bring this guy back at all, because this guy was practically useless. I mean, he was basically a supporting character in the story, which is fine. He doesn't mean being focused. But do I hope that the company makes this series makes a follow-up to this one? Heck no. I hope this is the last one, because a lot of this episode was stupid. Like the Jewel Thief stuff, I found that more interesting than the whole Croquet Kid thing. Yeah, wear these weird costumes. Yeah. Oh, by the way, why the heck basically is just to play games? Why? Also, why the guy faked a heart attack? Oh, so he can get this how, it's like you finish watching this episode and you get nothing answered. So you're like, what was the point of this episode? If in fact that the real plot of the episode is more interesting than this whole Croquet Kid thing. Yeah, because you watch the episode that's a distracting plot. The Jewel Thief one, that was more interesting. But I'm like, why did the guy do this? Who the heck this guy is? They never identified these thieves, so they just, we have senior citizens being thieves. Why? I'm like, seriously, I would love to see an explanation for this. And of course, by the way, that's the reason why we have 5 female employees take out these thieves so easily by tying them up with a fire hose. This is probably by far, it's only the second episode of this year, but by far, this is one of the worst episodes I've seen of Case Closed in quite some time. They've had notorious bad episodes in the past, but good gosh, this episode was horrible. The only thing I like about this episode is the voice acting, the animation, and the Jewel Thief stuff. Which, that was fine, but a lot of these episodes were just plain bad. Yes. So you're probably like, what's the point of watching this episode? See how bad it is. Okay, so that's pretty much a particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next we have Comic Corner, and then it's on to the Banished Court Magician aiming to be the strongest. Okay, next video. Bye.